So we can create the tables in a database. We can create a new database. Suppose the database is created, we can create the new tables. We can create stored procedures in a database. Okay, I will explain what are stored procedures in a database. We can create views in a database. Okay, we can set permissions on tables, procedures, and views. So this is the list. What can we do, okay, from by SQL in a database. Okay, so as I told you that it became a standard of ANS, American National Standards Institute, in 1986, and then it became part of International Standards Organization in 1987. Okay, so it will support the major commands such as select. These are the major: select, update, delete, insert, where. Okay, select. These are some major commands of the SQL is select, update, delete, insert, where. Now let us suppose if you want to use SQL in your website, you have created a website. See, as I have this is the website address. Many times I told you, this is the W3 School website address. Okay, this address follows the protocol HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. As I told you that this is one website address. Many times, sometimes it is called URL, Uniform Resource Locator address. It is called your website address. Sometimes it is called URL address. Okay, so if you want to create once your website is created, so within that website you want to get the data from a database. Okay, suppose if you want to build a website, within that website a data is it is to be taken, it is to be shown on this website. Once your website is created, on that website you want to show data. That data is created in a database by using of, as I told, many MySQL, SQL Server, Oracle, MS Access. They are called relational database management systems. Once a database is created in any one of RDBMS, so the data you want to show in your created website, like this is a website. Okay, if you want to show, so here this data in W3 schools, it is a website. Within this is the data that is being shown. So the data is created in MS Access, SQL Server, MySQL, whatever. They are relational database management systems. If you want to show the data created in this in a website, okay, so we need a RDBMS database to create the database. Okay, to create the database. Now you want to show the data from these data RDBMS packages, so you need a SQL. Okay, one scripting language that is called ASP, Active Server Pages. Okay, this is also one scripting, server side scripting language, pre-hypertext processor, Active Server Packages. So to get the data from these RDBMS, we need SQL. Okay, so this once website is created, you want to style, you want to make somewhat style to this website, we must have the knowledge of HTML cascading style sheets. Okay, so once website is created, within the website you want to show, if you want to show your data from a database, so we must use this SQL. Means we must have the knowledge of SQL, and we must have the knowledge to style the websites. Every website has so many web pages. Okay, all web pages will be interlinked by hyperlinked. Okay, so we must have the knowledge over HTML and cascading style sheets. Okay, so RDBMS is what, as I told you, the relational database management system to create the databases. So RDBMS is the basis for SQL. Why? Because RDBMS, suppose only you know the SQL, so the SQL can be used to get the data from a database. Okay, so for the database management system, SQL is the basis. Basis means if there is no any database, the database not created in any by any RDBMS. So this SQL, we can't use the SQL because SQL will be used to get the data from a database. If there is no any database is created, so then that's why we can say that SQL is the basis. Okay, so nowadays all the modern database systems, they are being created, all the database, they are being created by using of these database systems, MySQL server, okay, Oracle, okay, MySQL, like what you know. So and even the Microsoft Access. So the data, as I told you, the data will be stored as a table, means in the form of rows and columns in RDBMS. So the tables are called objects. Okay, data stored in database management systems as objects. That objects are called table. The tables are called objects, database objects. Okay, so a table, as I told you, that a collection of rows and columns. Okay, the data is stored in a record. That record is part of columns and rows. Look at customers is a table. As I told you that customers is a, this is a table, customer, this is a customer table. From the customer table, this select command, I told you that how many commands are that, the main important commands of a database. Here I have used, okay, select, update, some commands I have briefed in this here, some commands where I have briefed you. These are the some major commands of SQL: select, update, delete, insert. To insert the record, to delete the record, to update the record, to select the database. Okay, to select the table from database. Okay, so now, okay, now as I told you that every table broken up into smaller entries called fields. Fields means nothing but, don't confuse here. As I told you that this is called, customer name is a column. That is called, that column is also called as fields. Okay, column is also called as. So the fields in the customer table consists of customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city. So these are all. Customer name is a field, customer ID is a field, they are called columns. Okay, don't confuse columns and customer columns and fields are both are same. Okay, next, a record also called a row. A row is called record. So here this is column and this is called a record. Every record is called a stored, every record stored in a row. Every record is stored in a row. So the record also called a row. Each individual entry, that whatever the individual entry means one individual. See, Alfred's footer Kiste. This is what a name, customer name. So his data, whatever individual total, his name, address, city, postal code, country, that data which is related with one individual, that is called individual entry, that will be stored in a record in a row.